Hey everybody, Randy here in the Eastwood Garage with another live video on Facebook, YouTube, and at eastwood.com. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you're watching on YouTube, click the bell icon in the top corner so that way you're notified of these live videos. Today, we're talking about our extra large view welding helmet. So we've got Matt here who does a lot of our welding videos. So Matt, why would somebody need this helmet?
Well, this helmet is kind of all the best stuff rolled into one. So, you know, it's affordable, obviously. Like anything we sell, it's going to be affordable. It's not going to break the bank. But it has a lot of the features that the more expensive helmets tend to have. The biggest thing is the viewing area is quite large on this compared to most helmets. And we actually did a little footage that we have shot of here, and that shows you a standard helmet, and then this helmet that's the extra large view. You have a ton more space, and you can see when you're actually welding just how much more space you have. So it's going to, you know, save your neck a little bit of straining if you're under the car, like I've done exhaust work and stuff like that. You know, you're always trying to crane your neck, and you only have a little bit of room, so you have that more viewing, larger viewing area, which is really, really nice. And then the other thing is you have more control over the actual lens as far as the swing that the lens has here. We can go everywhere from just a grind feature, so there's a little click you can hear. When you're in the grind feature, this is so you don't have to take the helmet off. You can have, you can leave your safety glasses on underneath, you can leave your helmet down, and you can sand something really quickly, and this leaves just a real a light lens that isn't going to flash on you.
Now we use that for tungsten if you're grinding a tungsten, if you're TIG welding, so you don't got to keep taking everything off and going back and forth. And it goes from, it's like a 4 shade all the way up to a 13. Yep. So you have a very, like you said, a very large range.
Yeah, so what this is really good is some of the standard helmets that I've used in the past when I'm doing sheet metal work where you're welding at a real low amperage, 30 to 50 amps. Some of the helmets that don't have the lower numbers, it actually doesn't, it makes the helmet, the
sensor doesn't pick it up.
Yeah, so it's not very stable, so it's flashing on and off, and not only is that dangerous, it's tough to focus on what you're welding because of it doing that. So with this one having the lower shades, you can plasma cut, you can TIG weld on sheet metal and thin gauge or low amperage stuff, and you can ramp it all the way up here on the side here. You can see you can ramp this all the way up to 13 there. So if you're stick welding or if you're doing MIG welding, and you know that creates a lot more a brighter arc. You can use this to turn that up to that feature on there, which is really cool.
Plus it has all the other standard features, self-dimming, a battery that recharges while you're welding with the sensors in it.
Yeah, that's, and if you, quick tip, if you guys ever had your helmet where you don't use it very often, you can put it out in the sun, leave it out on a hot summer day, and you can get that to charge the battery a little bit for you. So if you're somebody that doesn't weld real often, it might be the first time in say a couple months, throw it outside and that'll help recharge the battery so you're not having to buy batteries every time you use it. And then on the inside of this thing, the headgear, which may be something that a lot of people don't think about, it's actually really nice on this. You have a lot of adjustability. So the one that I really like is it has the band over the top of your head, so you can actually set how far down on your head it sits. So you can get the headgear at the right angle so that it's not dropping, the face isn't dropping down on you, and it's not falling off your head when you're.
Yeah, that's actually a great feature. It's usually overlooked, but that is a really nice feature of this helmet. It's just how it fits so well in your head. Yeah, so it might be a little frustrating to some of you guys that want to just get welding. It takes a few minutes to adjust all these different all the different adjustments on this. But once it's set, man, this thing fits. It's like a hat that you've had for 100 years that your grandpa passed down. It fits really well. So on the inside here, we'll try and get a shot. The shade range. So you can change the range here on the side. There's 2 different ranges for the shade. So you can click that either way if you're going from a low to mid range all the way up to the high. So the one on the left, if we have a flick to the left here, in here, that's for our 5 to 9 range. So that's where you're doing plasma cutting, thin gauge stuff where it's low amperage. That's where you'd be using that. Now, if you want to start doing higher amperage stuff, you can click it over to 9 to 13. I usually run it at the 9 to 13. I don't normally need to go lower than 9 for hardly anything.
because if I do need to go lower than that, for me, I just turn it to the grind function and it works just fine. But depending on what you're doing, you may want to put it lower. You can also use this if you guys are doing torch work. If you're using an oxyacetylene torch, that's where you may want to keep it at the lower range because it's not going to be nearly as intense of a flame. So inside here as well, the last two things that are really neat to show off is it has a sensitivity setting. So the sensitivity setting is here on the left. I know it's a little tough to see because we got a reflection coming off. But the sensitivity, what that does is you can set how quickly or how much light it takes to actually set the lens to auto darken. So if you have a shop that has like if your welding workbench is really bright, like it's a highly polished table, so you have a stainless top, you're not going to want to have the sensitivity quite as high because it's going to start flashing the helmet on and off when you're just setting it up. So you may need to turn it lower. But I usually keep it at a pretty high sensitivity because I don't like to get flashed. So I keep it higher on the range there, and you'll be a little more safe. The other one here is the delay. So that's the time that it actually takes for it to dim and also come back from dimming. So if you're doing a lot of spot welds in there, you may want to change the delay a little bit so that it hangs, so that it's not flashing on and off for you. So that's really important. So thinking about how you're welding, you can change those settings exactly what you need for when you're welding, which is really important.
Cool.
So
if you're into this helmet, it's at eastwood.com. There should be links in the description on YouTube and Facebook. If you're just joining us, this is our extra large view welding helmet. We've got some great footage that shows the difference between this and a standard helmet, nearly twice the viewing area, which, as Matt was saying, it really helps your neck when you're trying to weld in tight areas, especially underneath a car where you can barely fit yourself and get your head turned around. This is really great for those areas. We also have a lot of great reviews at eastwood.com, so don't just take it from us. As you can see, almost every review is 5-star, probably 80% of them are 5 stars, and a lot of great comments. So a lot of people really like this helmet, and not just the large view. As Matt was saying, they like the headband and all the other features. So Scotty C's over here. I forgot to mention him earlier. I didn't mean to leave you out, Scott. Everybody's
it's all good.
The hardest working man in tech advising over there. So how's it going today, Scott?
Not too bad. You guys have been answering everything pretty well.
All right. That sounds good. So if you have any questions, you can post them. Scott will take care of you today, whether it's live or recorded. So I guess quick little review.
yeah, so again, the big things on this helmet is it has a real high range for adjustability on the helmet, going all the way from a grind to a shade at a 5 that you can turn all the way up to a 13, which is really great. Pretty much any type of welding or cutting you can do, this helmet will cover it. Has the adjustable headband, which I can't shout about enough. You'll see in some of the reviews. Some of you guys are also finding that this makes this helmet really, really comfortable, which is nice on this. So it has the adjustability in pretty much every location where it's going to be, every point it's going to be touching your head. There's an adjustment to get this sitting just right. And then on the inside, you can also set your sensitivity. And there we go. So we can set our sensitivity and also our delay. So you can really dial this in to get it set up just how you want so that the helmet's working how you want. Getting an auto dim helmet, having control over how this dims is really important so that you can see very well when you're welding, and also that you stay safe, because in the end of the day, that's what we're trying to do, is stay safe when we're welding. So this is probably my favorite helmet. This is the one I got at home that I beat the heck out of and hasn't failed me yet.
Yes, it is impact resistant, because it may have been thrown once or twice. So yes, it is impact resistant as well. So, well, thanks a lot, Matt.
Yeah,
and
no problem.
If you're interested in this helmet, click the link to visit eastwood.com, or just go to Eastwood and search for welding helmets. We've got this one and a bunch more. And tomorrow we're going to show everybody our new pan brakes. We've got 12, 24, and 48-inch pan brakes, and you're going to show us how to make a battery tray.
Yeah,
right?
we'll make a little battery tray for you guys, show you how handy it is to have one of those. So tomorrow, 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, we'll be in, and Scott will be here again answering some questions for you guys. So make sure you tune in.
See you then.
All right, thanks, guys.